In this video, I am going to review the Aventon Abound cargo bike, maybe one of the best value cargo bikes today. What's up everybody, FC here from E-MTB Review, and I've been fascinated with this world of cargo bikes because they are great utility bikes, very useful and a great application of the bicycle and the electric motor. Basically, you could do your trips, your errands, you can replace a lot of your car trips, you can replace your car even. And when you put your kids back here, drive them to school or give them a ride to school, they seem a lot happier. The world is a lot better. So there's the landscape. I compared 4 cargo bikes on this video over here, but on this video, I am just gonna give you the pros and cons of this bike. What is the bottom line on this guy right here? What is it? It is a cargo bike from Aventon, $2,200 when they first started out selling it, but now it's $2,000. But man, you know, with the supply chain issues, the oversupply, they have a lot of incentives going on. I believe they're giving away like $700 worth of free stuff when you buy this thing for $2,000. You know, last time, you know, around Christmas, around early in the year, they're giving away $900 for the stuff, like a free battery, you know, free rack here and there. So it's gonna come down to zero. So make sure you get it sooner rather than later, because all these incentives will go away as their oversupply goes down. And you've really seen it developed over the past few months. So by the way, this is E-MTB Review. We have links in the description. Make sure you click on them if you're planning to buy, because our channel will get a small commission and help support us with videos like this in the future. What do you need to know? The Aventon brand is a good one. It is separate, is different from all the other Chinese brands that have no US representation. You know, the ones you see at Amazon, you know, they basically have you buy it and then you're on your own after that. This one is well supported by a bunch of great people in San Diego, California, and they're really motivated to advance the brand, the quality, and really their dominance in the electric direct-to-consumer market. So what they do is they package it very well. First, the pricing is very aggressive because there's no dealer markup in the middle. You know, that 30-40% you give to the dealer, that you keep that in your pocket. So they do a very good job packaging it. Very environmentally friendly these days because it's all paper. Even the string, there's no zip ties. It's all paper, all recyclable. So very cool. They want you to assemble it yourself. And some of you might be experts and some of you might be first-timers. So they have a lot of videos that explain this very well. Instructions as well are very good. They have scan codes, boom, boom, and then, you know, so you don't even have to look for it. Okay, so the bike itself, it is unusual, as you can see. A lot of the cargo bikes now are funny looking, but there is a huge reason for it. You know, the biggest situation is they have small wheels. You know, these are 20-inch wheels, and I believe these tires are about, you know, 2.8 or 3.0 tires. So small wheels, you know, kind of fattish tires. What's going on? So what's happening is the wheels allow your cargo to sit lower. You know, the lower the wheels are, you know, the lower your child sits, you know, so they're not up here, you know, where it's kind of unsafe, increases your center of gravity depending on how heavy your load is, how heavy your kid is. This thing can carry a payload up to 450 pounds, I believe, including the bike. And if everything is low, it's still gonna handle pretty good. You're not unstable. So the other thing that allows you to do is it allows them, you know, they're all step-through frames because you don't wanna kick your cargo or your passenger back there. So you just go like this, male or female, and this is very low. This is low, this is very low, so very convenient. They gave it a folding handlebar here. Look at that thing. And what this does is it gives it more storage capacity. You know, maybe you have a tight space in your garage, maybe in your RV, you stick it in somewhere. So it's a nice convenience. So one thing they did is put a dropper post. It's manually activated right here, no cable. But what it allows you to do is when you are heavy loaded or trying to mount your bike, you could lower your saddle like that. The other thing it does is, because this stops at different spots, you know, other people in your household can use this bike and adjust the saddle in a very convenient manner without having to even do the skewer, straighten it out and all that. Saddle is very comfortable. It's got a little handle here for your passenger. So very neat. It has a very sturdy build. This, a cargo bike should be like a chassis, should be like a truck chassis that should be able to handle a lot of accessories and a lot of loads. So 450-pound payload means it's very sturdy. Fenders, ooh, metal. It has suspension fork in the front and it actually works. Very cool. And they noticed they had an extra space here. And so what they did is they put a very nice quality cubby hole in there. And that's kind of cool. You always have stuff with you, a little bag, little tools, accessories. So it's handy water to put in there. I'd rather put the water in here than here because that interferes with your clearance. Okay. So, and then the rest of the stuff is typical Aventon, where they don't really skimp on the components. So it has a nice shifter. This is a Revo shift right here. It got grip shift, a very nice center mounted computer, Tektro brakes that are hydraulic. It has a torque sensor, and this is quite important because instead of a cadence sensor where it's kind of herky-jerky depending on what mode you're in, this really knows how much pressure you're putting on the pedals, and it will help you out accordingly. All right. So how does it ride? How does it ride? This is the mind-blowing thing about this bike, is it has so much power, so much torque from its 750 watt motor. I mean, there's mid-drive motors and then there's hub motors. This is a hub motor, so it doesn't have the benefit of the derailleurs and the gearing. So I said, oh man, how's it gonna climb those hills? But I did a lot of testing on the hills, and it was the most powerful that I've tested, even more than my favorite, the Globe Haul LT. Partly because I'm not sure, maybe the wheels are smaller. The smaller your wheels are, that's like your gearing. The more torque you have on the acceleration and also the braking. So the brakes are very good as well. So really cool. And then the handling is so low to the ground. It's like a little sporty little car. And so I took it on a bunch of off-road dirt trails, and it did very well. On hills, I had like a 12-degree hill, and I would go from a standing stop without pedaling. I just hit the throttle and it's able to move. So pretty cool. Now, mind you, bikes like this without a lot of gearing, it's best when you keep your momentum. And then when it bogs down, you help out. You'll hear it when it's not getting the speed and it's not going over 10 miles an hour. You need to help out so the motor does not overheat. Other pluses are the accessories are plentiful and they're high quality. Just look at these bags. It's sealed everywhere, quick release and Velcroed. So, and they don't seem to be trying to make money off you on the accessories. They're very reasonably priced for the quality that they are. So, it has steps. All you need here is a seat that they have, $60 I think for your kids to ride. So pretty cool, nice grips, everything about it. Ergonomics, has a nice light that's integrated, brought both front and rear. I don't think it has signal lights. It does have a tail light. Oh, it does have signal lights. I can see it. Oh wow, fancy, because it has these yellow amber lights on the sides. So as far as weaknesses, I would be nitpicking, but that's my job. So one is, this dropper post is a little stiff. So make sure you lube it, you oil it, and if you're sitting here and you press, it's not gonna go. It has to be perfectly centered for you to actuate it. So and if you're riding, I'm used to dropper saddles that you could actuate while you're on the bike. It's a little hard on this one because it's not as smooth. It has to be the perfect angle, and I just greased this. So you got to keep this clean. It's not the highest quality. Another weakness is the throttle does not work when you turn it on when you're at level 0, meaning no assistance. Some people, the Aventon does that, but I found other bikes that the throttle always works, whatever mode you're in, and I think that's better because it really has no relationship to what level you're in. If you hit the throttle, you want the throttle. So, and it's very cool to use it when you're accelerating off a stoplight, even when you're on just on level 0, meaning no assistance. Oh, another weakness is the brakes are not mounted perfectly, meaning it's very far on this side on the left, and it's more inside on the right. That can be adjusted. I can see you can swap a couple of these. What are these? The throttle and the brakes, and you'll be centered. And then the lights, it's a pet peeve of mine. I always want my lights on, whether it's night or day. But when I turn on the lights, the display goes to dim. Oh, I'm on walk mode. So I think you hit the plus button to turn the lights on, and then the lights turn on, but my display dims. And so for daytime running lights, that's not ideal. So there you go. I'll give you a lot of running footage. I took the time to really test this. A fascinating machine, because my favorite is the Specialized Globe Haul LT, but with the accessories, it costs more like 4,500 bucks. And this one is a very similar quality for about 2,000 with a lot of options, and then you could get a couple options yourself. So you know, 2,000 bucks and a little more will get you quite a bit. And right now they're giving away a free battery, a free $500 battery. Very good off rating from Aventon Bikes, the Aventon Abound right here. Thanks a ton, everybody.